Aloha, it's Momi, and I am back again with another installment of my haunted house story that seems to actually be very interesting to a lot of people. So thank you for tuning in for this. And this one is a little bit different just because I wanted to explain to you a little bit about some of the other things that we actually saw in the house and around the house. So here we go. So the thing that I figure you guys are all curious about, did I ever see any apparitions? Did I ever see any ghosts in this house? Did anyone else ever actually see a ghost in this house? We've heard noises, we've had things move, we've had all these things happen. Actually, yes, we did. One of my sister's friends was staying the night in her room and woke up in the morning, or not in the morning, excuse me, in the middle of the night. It was the middle of the night, sorry. And there was somebody floating over the top of them, over the top of both my sister and her friend. And they were dressed, I remember she was explaining this to me just the other day, white-ish color top, bluish color skirt, long stringy hair, floating right above, looking straight down at them while they were sleeping. Completely terrified her friend. Her friend was so freaked out. It was a pretty creepy ordeal. And it was funny because when she was explaining this to me, it was different than what I actually saw. And yes, I saw an apparition in this house. And for a long time, I just thought it was a dream. I wrote it off as a dream because it was so scary to me. This is a story actually that I remember I was mentioning to Ben from Cross Country Paranormal, that I had actually seen a doppelganger of myself. And for a long time I had thought, is this me? Is this a dream? Is it something that really happened to me? But what I had actually seen was, as I was in my room, I had heard a noise and I had went out into the hallway, and there was this catwalk that went over the top of the stairs. It had this skinny little rail, and I didn't walk over there very often because I'm kind of afraid of heights. So I didn't go over there very often because I would get vertigo looking down over the stairs. And I remember hearing this noise and turning around as I was out in the hallway and seeing what looked like somebody on the staircase, not able to see who it was, and being freaked out and trying to get out of the upstairs because there was somebody else up there with me, and seeing them turn around on the catwalk while I was going down the stairs and looking over at me and seeing that they looked just like me, only they were wearing a kind of a long white skirt or light colored skirt and a top that was frilly and had their hair up in a bun and was wearing bright red lipstick. I was a teenager, I did not wear bright red lipstick, that was not my thing. And they were smiling at me, and it creeped me out so bad because they looked just like me. They looked just like me. When I saw that, I was frozen with fear, and I ran down the stairs after I kind of got myself together enough to run down the stairs. And then all I can remember was waking up on the couch downstairs. And I was upstairs when this whole thing happened, and I don't remember how I got downstairs unless what I thought all those years was a dream wasn't a dream. And if you do some research, you'll actually see that there are some stories about these types of things happening. People have a tendency to just freeze instead of run or scream or whatever you really think people will do if they see a spirit or an apparition of any kind. A lot of times people will freeze. After doing some real research into paranormal, that really helped me to understand that what I saw was not a dream. It was an apparition, and to this day, it still terrifies me. It still terrifies me to think that something looked just like me. It made itself look just like me with intention. Mahalo nui for watching part 3 of my series on the haunted house that I lived in when I was a teenager, over 100-year-old brothel. And next up for you in the next coming days, you can keep an eye out for a video on the actual pictures and historical information on this house. Pretty exciting. Yes, this was a real place. All right, we'll see you soon.